Over the last several months, there's been a lot of focus on the most recently approved infrastructure bill by the House of Representatives and the Senate, and the president is set to sign that very soon. So we have looked through the bill and trying to identify the elements that may be focused on our issues, which revolve around fires in our federal forest lands. And there is, in fact, something very significant within this infrastructure bill to address that. And it is an allocation of $27 billion to be spent over the next 10 years to address the issue of fire on federal forest land, primarily to address the issue of fuel buildup in our federal forests, the dead trees, the brush, the invasive species that really drive to a large extent these huge mega fires that have become so destructive. The idea that it appears in the legislation is to dedicate $2.7 billion a year to treat, again, optimistically, up to 6 million acres of primarily U.S. Forest land in terms of reducing the fuel loads by thinning, prescribed burns, other mechanical means of reducing those fuel loads. That's pretty optimistic. That's 6 million acres a year. And it's important to point out that the Forest Service manages slightly over 197 million acres nationwide. Of that, about 60 million acres has been identified as being very prone and subject to wildfire. So it's a meaningful step forward by the federal government to recognize that they have serious problems. And we from Communities for Healthy Forests will be working with our local agencies to help implement programs and be hopefully a proactive part of that effort to reduce fuel loads in our federal forest lands.